Good morning. Myself, Professor Mrs. C.S. Nirali from Food Chemistry and Nutrition Department, Kekewa College of Food Technology, Saraswati Nagar Campus, Nashik. Under course type number FCN 357, course title Instrumental Techniques in Food Analysis. Today we will see experiment number 17. Quality evaluation of raw materials like fruits, vegetables, cereals, dairy products, meat, poultry products. Determination of chemical properties of cereal grains. Objective to determine proximate composition of cereal grains. Determination of moisture content. Reads relevant information. Cereal grains and their derivatives are important nutritive components both in developed and in developing countries. Chemical and nutritional components of cereals are of key importance for selection of cereal grains in production of functional foods. Moisture is an important factor in food quality, preservation, and resistance to deterioration. Determination of moisture content is also necessary to calculate the content of other food constituents on a uniform basis, that is, dry weight basis. The dry matter that remains after moisture analysis is commonly referred to as total solids. The moisture content of cereal grains is 11 to 14%. Moisture content has a significant influence on all aspects of quality. Moisture content has a significant influence on storage and shelf life of grains even. Grain are of its optimum storage condition when its moisture content is 14%. The oven drying method takes longer to perform but provides the most reliable measure of moisture content. Principle: the sample is heated under specified conditions and the loss of weight is used to calculate the moisture content of the sample. Material required: aluminum dish, sample, weighing balance, electric oven, etc. Procedure: mix the test sample and grind the suitable quantity to give sufficient ground material for replicate determination. Ensure that the sample is neither too coarse nor too fine and passes through 1 sieve. Weigh accurately about 5 grams of the sample in a previously dried dish and place the dish with its lid underneath in the oven for 2 hours. The time should be reckoned from the moment that the oven attains 105 degrees Celsius after the dishes have been placed. Remove the dish after 2 hours, cool in the desiccators and weigh. The dish should be placed back in the oven at half hour intervals till the constant weight is achieved. Compute the moisture content of the each sample using the equation. Moisture content is equal to initial weight minus final weight by initial weight into 100. Observations need to be written as name of the sample, initial weight of the sample, final weight of the sample, percentage of moisture content. Determination of fat content, relevant information. The lipid content of a food determined by extraction with one solvent may be quite different from the lipid content as determined with another solvent of different polarity. Fat content is determined often by solvent extraction methods, example slate, but it also can be determined by non-solvent wet extraction methods, example Babcock, Job, and by instrumental methods that rely on the physical and chemical properties of lipids, example infrared density, X-ray absorption. Pre-drying makes the sample easier to grind for better extraction. Breaks fat, where emulsions to make fat dissolves easily in the organic solvent and helps free fat from the tissues of foods. For semi-continuous solvent extraction, the solvent builds up in the extraction chamber for 5 to 10 minutes and completely surrounds the sample and then siphons back to the boiling flask. This method provides a soaking effect of sample and does not cause channeling. If the sample contains more than 10% moisture, dry the sample to constant weight. Principle of this: fat is extracted or semi continuously with an organic solvent by the principle of like dissolves like solvent is heated and volatilized, then condensed above the sample. Solvent drips onto the sample and soaks it to extract the fat. At a 15 to 20 minutes interval, the solvent is siphoned to the heating flask to start the process again. Fat content is measured by weight loss of the sample or weight of a fat removed. Materials required: chemicals, petroleum ether or ethyl ether. Supplies: aluminum weighing pans, beakers, 250 ml cellulose extraction thimbles, desiccators, glass boiling beads, glass wool, graduated cylinder, mortar and pestle, plastic gloves, spatula, tape, tongs, weighing ban, equipment, analytical balance, Soxhlet extractor with a glassware vacuum oven. Procedure: slightly grade nearly 30 grams sample with mortar and pestle or grinding mill. Wearing plastic gloves, remove 3 pre-dried cellulose extraction thimbles from the desiccators. Label the thimbles on the outside and then weigh accurately on an analytical balance. Place 2 to 3 grams of sample in the thimble. Assemble boiling flask, Soxhlet flask, and condenser. Procedure continues. Weigh pre-dried boiling flask. Put approximately 350 ml petroleum ether in the flask. Add several glass boiling beads and extract for 3 hours or longer. Extract in a Soxhlet extractor at a rate of 5 or 6 drops per second. Condensation for about 3 hours, 8 to 9 siphoning. Dry boiling flask with extracted fat in an oven, air oven at 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Cool in desiccators and weigh. Remove thimbles from the Soxhlet extractor or using tongs. Air dry overnight in a hood, then dry in a vacuum oven at 70 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Cool dried samples in desiccators, then reweigh. Correct for moisture content of produce follows. Using the remainder of the ground sample, prepare for moisture analysis. Dry sample at 70 degrees Celsius for 24 hours in a vacuum oven. Reweigh after drying and calculate moisture content of the sample. Calculations: percentage of fat on dry weight basis is equal to crude fat content is equal to weight of flask plus oil minus weight of empty flask by weight of sample into 100. Name of the sample: initial weight of sample, final weight of sample, initial weight of flask, final weight of flask, percentage of fat content. Determination of protein content. Relevant information: proteins are polymers of amino acids. 20 different types of amino acids occur naturally in proteins. Proteins differ from each other according to the type, number, and sequence of amino acids that make up the polypeptide backbones. As a result, they have different molecular structures, nutritional attributes, and physicochemical properties. Proteins are important constituents of foods for a number of different reasons. They are a major source of energy as well as contacting essential amino acids such as lysine, tryptophan, methionine, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, which are essential to human health but which the body cannot synthesize. Proteins are also major structural components of many natural foods, often determining their overall texture. Isolated proteins are often used in foods as ingredients because of their unique functional properties. Principle: the protein content is determined on the basis of organic nitrogen content by Jaldal method. The various nitrogenous compounds are converted into ammonium sulfate by boiling with a concentrated sulfuric acid. The ammonium sulfate formed is decomposed with an alkali NaOH and the ammonia liberated is absorbed in excess of standard solution of acid, then back titrated with standard alkali apparatus. Jaldal digestion flask. Jaldal distillation apparatus. Same digestion flask fitted with a rubber stopper through which passes lower end of a efficient rubber bulb are trapped to prevent mechanical carryover of NaOH during distillation. Conical flask 250 ml, burette 50 ml. Reagents: concentrated sulfuric acid, specific gravity 1.84, sodium hydroxide solution 45%, standard sulfuric acid solution 0.1 normal, methyl red indicator dissolve 0.5 grams methyl red in 100 ml of alcohol, boric acid 4%, catalyst mixture K2SO4 91.3 grams, CuSO4 8.5 grams, and HGO 0.2 grams. Procedure: weigh accurately 0.2 grams dried powder sample and transfer to a digestion flask, taking care of to see that the material did not stick to the neck of the flask. The catalyst mixture of about 2 grams and concentrated sulfuric acid 40 ml were added. Then the flask was placed in an inclined position in digestion chamber and heated for about 4 to 6 hours till the liquid become clear green blue color. The content in the flask were allowed to cool. Procedure continued. The digestion material was transferred quantitatively to a vacuum jacketed flask of microgelal distillation apparatus and glass beads, and 100 ml water is added. Then 150 ml of 150% NaOH is added slowly to prevent bumping of content mixture. Simultaneously run the water in condensers and steam distillation at 60 degrees Celsius. The ammonia liberated by the addition of 150 ml 50% NaOH on heating was absorbed in 50 ml of 4% boric acid containing 2 to 3 grams of mixed indicator of in 500 ml conical flask. Under the condenser hose tip extends below the surface of the solution and condensate collected up to 200 ml is obtained. The distilled of ammonia was titrated against 0.1 normal sulfuric acid till color changes from blue to pink. The blank was also run in similar way. Crude protein is equal to normality of H2SO4 into volume of 1.1 normal H2SO4 into 10, weight of sample into 100, that will be percentage of nitrogen. So crude protein will be calculated N into 5.80. Determination of ash content. Materials required: sample, crucible, muffle furnace. Procedure: take fresh sample for determination rather than leftover after determination of moisture. Ignite the dried material in the dish with the flame of a burner till charred. Transfer to a muffle furnace. Maintain at a 550 to 600 degrees Celsius and continue ignition till grey ash is obtained. Cool in a desiccator and weigh. Repeat the process of heating, cooling and weighing at a half-hour interval till the difference in weight is 2 consecutive weightings is less than 1 mg. Note the lowest weight. If ash still contains black particles, add 2 to 3 drops of preheated water at a 60 degree Celsius. Break the ash and evaporate to dryness at 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. Re-ash at 550 degrees Celsius until ash is white or slightly grey. Observation: name of the sample, weight of the sample, weight of gram of empty dish, W1 weight in gram of dish with the dry material taken for test, W2 weight of the gram of dish with the ash. Calculation: total ash on dry percentage is equal to W2 minus W by W1 minus W into 100. Determination of crude fiber content. Crude fiber is a measure if the quantity of ingredients cellulose, pentoxans, lignans and other components of this type in present food. These components have little food values but provide the bulk necessity for proper exertion, proper peristaltic action in the intestinal tract. Crude fiber is the loss on ignition of the oven dried residue remaining after sequential digestion of a sample with H2SO4 and NaOH solution under specific conditions. This method is applicable to all dry samples such as grains, meals, flours, pet foods, forages, olive oil seeds, meat products, and fibrous materials, provided samples are fat extracted and workable residues is left to be analyzed. The range of analysis is 0.22 and 0% fiber. It aims to know the principle of crude fiber determination and the significance of fiber in the human diet. Principal crude fiber is loss on ignition of a dried residue remaining after digestion of the sample with zero point 0.1 normal HCl and zero point 0.1 normal NaOH solutions under specific conditions. Method is applicable to grains, meals, flours, feeds, fiber bearing materials, and pet foods from which fat can be extracted to leave workable residue. Reagents and equipment: 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid, zero point 0.1 normal NaOH, weighing balance, muffle furnace, filter paper. Procedure: weigh 10 grams of defatted sample in a round bottom flask, add 200 ml of 0.1 normal HCl and allow it to boil for half an hour. Filter it and remove excess acid by washing it 2 times with water. Residues is collected and added with 0.1 normal NaOH and allowed to boil for half an hour. Filter it and remove excess alkali by washing it 2 times with water. Dry residue in hot oven for 3 to 4 hours at 110 degrees Celsius. Weigh the dry matter and then keep it in muffle furnace at 550 degrees Celsius at 2 to 3 hours. Weigh down the weight of the ash after cooling in desiccators for half an hour. Crude fiber percentage equal to weight of the dry matter minus weight of ash by divided by weight of sample. So these are the different chemical tests which need to be performed for the cereals. So thank you for your patience listening. Thank you very much.